is this? Tabletop Island, huh? Let's see what this is all about.
Bigfoot.
Yo, you're so trash. How did you miss that shot?
Bigfoot.
And is that the only line you know? Whose man's is this?
Bigfoot Red.
Ooh, got him. You see, this is why we shouldn't be playing around the mountain anyways. But it's fun. What else are we gonna do? Ah! See, y'all pissing him off, and he about to hit me cause of y'all. I'm not moving from this safe spot now. Don't be a wimp. Besides, y'all the ones that taught him how to kickball, so no sense complaining now.
Bigfoot?
Red's right. Look at him. He's so happy to be playing with us. You see that smile? We made that happen, guys. You're right. We gave him purpose.
Bigfoot.
Yo, why do you keep hitting me? And how does he keep getting the boulder back? Wow, so that's why he not hitting yellow?
Bigfoot.
Hold up. Hey guys, I can explain. Guys, I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Welcome to Tabletop Island. I'm Bernardo, your host, and today we're going to be talking about the vintage board game, the Bigfoot Game by Waddington. This game came out in 1987. It is a really old game, and Waddington Games I've actually recently taken a dive into and collected quite a few of them, which you will see throughout this month and moving forward also. This game is so interesting. Let's talk a little bit about it. So you guys may be familiar with the original Bigfoot game that I actually did a review for. That game is much different than this one. This one, if I were to compare it, it would seem like it would be the cheaper version of kind of a Tornado Rex kind of game. So you have these explorers who are on their own little platforms, and they're moving around this 3D board, which looks fantastic. And while you're doing so, you're rolling a die and you're also rotating Bigfoot. Now, Bigfoot rotates on this kind of pivot axis, and at any point in time, you can choose to rock him a little bit to knock the boulder down and knock down one of your opponent's individuals or one of their explorers. And if you can knock them down, they go back to start. And your goal is to get them on the other side, to wrap completely around the cave and up, or around the mountain and up into your little cave section. First to get your 3 individuals to that spot wins. Now, the game does seem to drag on just a little bit. I'll be honest with you, I definitely would say I like Tornado Rex a lot more. Obviously, the spinner's a lot more interesting of a gimmick anyway, but let's talk a little bit about this. So, the weird thing that I didn't like initially with the game was there doesn't seem to be a purpose not to rock the boulder, because in the rules it says that you can utilize it and swing that down at any point in time you want, and if you hit one of your own, it goes back also. And there's also these safe point zones in which you couldn't rock it, or if you knock down that individual, they get to go back anyway because it's a safe zone. Now, I will say this too, it seems like when you decide to rock it, it doesn't seem to follow the cave very well. I'll be honest with you, there were a few times where I made the shot, or other individuals made the shot, and it seemed as though it should have gotten them, but for some reason it doesn't. And while obviously that's a part of the game, you're not supposed to hit them every single time. I do feel like I've only seen someone get hit twice out of the few times that I've played it, because it's that difficult to hit someone. And one of the big perks of Tornado Rex is you're going to get hit. He is going to spin around that board and he's going to knock you down, and the part of getting kind of knocked off and set back is hilarious, and I feel like that's where this game lacks. The game looks amazing. I do like the idea of him rocking that boulder down the mountain. I think the pieces come together well, and the game is there. It just seems like that the Bigfoot piece doesn't do what I want it to do enough times for me to really justify that the gimmick works well with the game, because I don't feel that it does. And honestly, I feel like there would be maybe a way to modify it to where there's a die roll position in which it allows you to rotate him to where you want and knock him down that way, as opposed to being able to just freely do it whenever both worlds align. So I feel like there should be a few different things that kind of question or allow you to swing Bigfoot. Because in this game there isn't. Whenever you decide you want to, go ahead and do it. But I feel like there should be something like either a risk or a risk outside of the reward of knocking them down if you decide to do it and miss. Or again with the die, which I think will work a lot better, that allows you to kind of rotate them wherever you want and then swing them that way. I'm going to try that out moving forward because I do think that will be a better way to play the game. If you do get your hands on this game, I do recommend trying that also, because I'm going to be honest with you, just from the times that I have played it, I don't feel like I need to test it to know that that will work a lot better. Now, the game itself, it wasn't very pricey. The trick about Waddington Games is I have to get them shipped in from the UK, from what I've seen thus far, because that's where kind of those games were released. They weren't really released to us, so I'm paying a little bit more on shipping for these games, but I wouldn't say that I didn't pay very much on a lot of these games that I got. I got pretty lucky, and I got pretty good at negotiating for these games, but if you come across this game and you come across it with a good deal, I do recommend picking it up. I will say that I don't see it showing up in many thrift shops and things like that because it was a game kind of released there. Unless you went out of your way to pick up that game and bring it to the US, the likelihood of you seeing it out just at like a thrift shop is pretty unlikely, because those who brought it in kind of wanted to keep it. So if you are interested in looking for this kind of game or Waddington Games moving forward, I recommend checking eBay or even BoardGameGeek.com. Those are great resources, and that is basically where you're going to get kind of your lucky strike on finding these games. This game, I wouldn't say I recommend it much. I think there is a game in here somewhere, but I don't feel like it follows it very well, and the part that I like the most about the game, it doesn't satisfy me enough. But honestly, that's all I have for you guys today. If you are interested in notifications, there is a bell up there somewhere. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I do appreciate any feedback. I'm trying to get these videos more and more outrageous, and with your guys' help, I have been doing so. Monday, regular board game reviews. Wednesday, weekly updates / talks. And then on Friday is my vintage board game reviews. That is all I have for you guys today. I will see you guys next time.